Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I've learned as I've grown into the person that I am today. And I was just sitting here getting ready to make this video. I went and I picked out 3 meditations, and I was like, I said a little prayer. I try to say a little prayer before I go into these meditation videos, you know, just for myself. And I was just kind of thinking about things, and I was like, I feel so calm right now. It was like this weird kind of, I have kind of been running around doing all kinds of stuff today, and I was like doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that. Do you ever have days like that? And then all of a sudden I just was like, this overwhelming kind of calm came over me, because I knew that I was gonna sit down and make this video. And so many of you reach out to me and tell me, you know, how much this channel means to you. And in fact, out of all of my channels, when people say stuff to me about my YouTube channels, it's typically this and the vlog that I get the most comments about. And I just want to thank you for that, but I also want to thank you for watching these videos, because the fact that you keep on watching them means I keep on making them, and for me, they're extremely beneficial as well. To read a meditation and then to kind of like talk out loud, you know, of my thoughts, which I probably wouldn't normally do. I mean, when I sit and read my meditations in the morning, I don't, you know, talk out loud about it. And in all honesty, unless I'm talking to my sponsor about it, or in a meeting, or to my best friend, Tanya, you know, like if she's read similar meditations during the day, or if it's just something that we've talked about, I don't really talk about those things. I think about them throughout the day, but I don't really talk about them. And so to come on here and actually, you know, be able to talk out loud just about my feelings related to them is so helpful to me. And I hope that you guys, by leaving comments in the comment sections, even if what you respond to is differently than what I respond to, or you have a different opinion or different take on one of the meditations, that's completely fine. I think it's amazing to be able to have that conversation in the comment section below, you know, about, well, this is what I took from it, or wow, I really needed to hear this today, or no, I didn't relate to this meditation at all, you know, but to be able to have that conversation is really, really helpful to me, so thank you. Okay, so let's get into these 3 meditations. Little Pee-Pee is sitting right next to me. Boo Radley is. Boo Radley, do you want to be in the video today? He said, oh, Dad, I don't know. Come here. He was running around outside, and it's raining today, and he said, Dad, I don't like the rain, because then I can't play outside. He likes to play out in the woods behind our house, but you didn't really get to do that today because of the rain, did you? You want to sit in the chair, or are you going to make your little circle back there? Oh, you went down, okay. So let's read these meditations today. I'm gonna start with the Daily Book of Positive Quotations. Tucker is sitting over here. I have to show you guys this because I always say this, but today it's like really true. He's like, look, he just sits right there and watches me while I film videos. It's so cute, isn't it? Okay. The first video is from the Daily Book of Positive Quotations by Linda Picone. And it is December 9th. And the meditation, and I haven't read these today, is about intention. So December 9th, intention. Others have seen what is and asked why. I have seen what could be and asked why not. Robert F. Kennedy. The first step to accomplishing any task is believing that we can. We begin with this belief and then figure out what we need to do to complete the task. But believing in our ability to accomplish something sometimes requires considerable will. For one reason or another, there may be many voices telling us we can't or shouldn't attempt a particular task. If we listen to these voices, we have failed before we even try. I will begin in my ability to do what needs to be done, and I will figure out a way to do it. You know those voices that doubt you and tell you that you can't do anything? For me, and I can only speak of me, because I know for other people it's parents and family members and things that discourage them from taking risks and doing things. For me, it has always been the voices in my own head, you know, and again, with the agreements, you know, when people tell you things over and over again, you start to believe them yourself, and it is my own self-doubt and my lack of confidence through the years that have kept me from doing anything. And in fact, you know, in starting YouTube, I can remember when I was starting my BookTube channel right over there at that table that day, you know, like I had said something to my husband, I had said something to my best friend about it, and they were like, oh, another project that you're gonna start, you know, whatever. And they didn't really doubt me, but they were just kind of like, oh, another project that you're gonna start, right? And I can remember sitting there thinking that I had wanted to do that, and I had already, like, you know, picked the channel name and all that kind of stuff, but I didn't really know when I was going to start it. And my issues with my weight and my body image were really keeping me from getting on video. And I was like, well, I'm going to lose all this weight, and I'm going to get in the best shape of my life, and then in 6 months I'll get on video. But I'm not going to get on video before that, because I don't want anybody, you know, to have to see me that way. Well, that's my own perception of myself. Those are my own issues, right? And so I don't know what it was that day, but for some reason, I was telling my friends Melissa and Jason this the other day. She goes, can I still go find that video? And I was like, oh yeah, it's still up over there. It's my very first booktube video. And she's like, well, what is it like? Oh, because we were talking about like awkwardness in YouTube videos when people first start, and how I love to go back and watch people's first videos. And because it's just so innocent. You know, when you start, you have no idea of what that road's gonna look like, you know? And for me, it's just been an amazing road. And there's been some difficulties along the way, obviously, but you know, the whole road of YouTube and the platform of YouTube has just been fantastic for me. To be able to make a video where people can come over and listen to what I have to say. I mean, it's surreal. It's very surreal, you know? Very surreal, that doesn't work. But it's surreal, you know? Like, that I can post a video and people will actually, even just one person might listen to what I have to say because of this platform called YouTube. And I think we complain a lot about it. This is turning into a vlog. I'll talk about this on my vlog tonight, but we complain a lot about it, but we're not thankful enough for it as well, you know? So anyway, I did the first video and I just was like, screw it. I'm just gonna film this video and I'm gonna just go into it and film it. And I filmed it and I was like, hey you guys, it's Peter, and this is Peter Likes Books, and I'm gonna do book reviews, and I like books, and this is what I can bring to the I mean, it was so awkward, you know? Actually, when I went back and I watched it not too long ago, it didn't feel as awkward to me as it had before. But the important part of that is that my self-image and my lack of confidence and my fear of taking risks was what kept me from that. Well, my booktube channel led to me posting videos on my Peter Monn channel, which I had posted before, but they were just, you know, silly videos, which then led to me starting my vlog channel, which then led to me starting this channel over here. Well, I think maybe I had started this before. I don't know. I don't think I had, though. This had started as a weight loss channel, if you guys remember, which then led to me having a review channel because I wanted to start something fun for myself, you know? I never, had you shown me my life today, that literally my entire day, everything I do, everything I think is about YouTube, would have started with that one video. And I almost didn't do it out of fear of those voices in my head telling me I wasn't good enough, I didn't look right, and I wasn't the right image of what needed to be there. You know, those voices in my own head, my voice was what kept me from that, you know? And not my literal voice, obviously, but my voice in my head telling myself, you sure you really want to do that? Fear of putting myself out there has been something I have struggled with for a long time. You guys know I've talked a lot about being bullied. Well, when you are bullied and they are going at, are we wrestling? Oh, now they're right here. Are we wrestling, guys? You want to come up here, Tucker? He said no, but Boo Rally said, I sure do. Oh, now they're all up here. They think we're doing a treat video for the review channel. But you know, like when you're bullied a lot of your life, you grow up never wanting to be in the spotlight. That means no birthday parties, no dances, no nothing. Because if you are spotlighted, if you're put in the spotlight, there's a chance that somebody will make fun of you and then you'll have to feel that all over again. So you just choose not to go there. You know what I mean? And that's hard. You miss out on a lot of life, right? So, you know, for me, YouTube was the same thing. It's so funny. Dude, Radley, what do you see up there? He's our literal adventurer. So I think that is a great meditation. And I think that, you know, we really have to think about those voices in our head and what they're telling us to do. And we have to start deprogramming those voices in our head. And like the book, The 4 Agreements, you know, starting to set up new agreements. This is hilarious, isn't it? I just realized the other day, Boo Radley is back there making his little bed. He's like scratching it, you know, and stuff. And Pee-Pee's still sitting right there. If you've ever seen the Christmas movie, Ziggy's Gift, it's not like... It's not like a Christmas movie. It's like a Christmas cartoon, but it's about Ziggy, the cartoon character, and it's called Ziggy's Gift, and he has a little dog. His little dog looks just like Tucker. So anyway, okay, let's get into the next meditation, shall we, Tucker? He said, okay, Dad. The next meditation is from A Time to Be Free, Daily Meditations for Enhancing Self-Esteem, which is what I was just talking about, so this will be good for me. Affirmation, December 9th, affirmation. Because of my growing trust in myself, in others, and in God, I am unafraid to experience life wholeheartedly. I'm becoming even more comfortable in the world, and am increasingly certain that I will be able to face and deal with whatever is put in my path. Trust in myself allows me to explore and develop my inner resources and to express and stand by any opinions. Self-trust also allows me to rely on my intuition, to have confidence in my choices, and to take the risks that move me forward. Trust in others breaks down... What are you doing back there, buddy? I think Tucker wants to get down, but he can't get down because my cup is right there. Trust in others breaks down the barriers that once kept me alienated and alone. This is what I was just talking about. I have discovered that my fellows have rich resources of experience, strength, and hope. As long as I remain trusting, those resources are freely available to me. Trust in God. I swear this is not turning into a dog channel. Trust in God has all but eliminated the phrases "not again" and "why me" from my vocabulary. I have a deep and abiding confidence that He has a perfect design for my life. No matter where I go, what I attempt, or what occurs, trust in Him brings me serenity, security, and a sense of wholeness. Thought for today: trust brings me new dimensions to living, loving, and learning. And you don't have to have a belief in a higher power. You can just believe, you can be an atheist and just believe in the universe, or believe in the wind, or believe in the forces of nature, or whatever. Or you can have just, be more agnostic and just believe in a lot of different things: compassion, love, kindness, things like that. But I think that when you believe in something, okay, and he is going crazy. Boo Radley, what are you doing back there, honey? He's embarrassed now. Boo Radley. But when you believe in something, okay, and that doesn't have to be any kind of spirituality or any kind of, like I said, it could be a force of nature. It could be the wind. It could be just like what's the thing that they, and sometimes in early recovery when people struggle with the idea of God, we talk about good orderly direction, and then it can just be that. It can be the idea of goodness and kindness and compassion and putting good back into the world and energy and things like that. And it doesn't have to be, any of that. But when you start trusting in change that is good within yourself, it feels good. And then when you put that into action and you start trying that, and you start trying on a regular basis to I'm going to make a committed effort to do better and to be better and whatever, and like Oprah says, when you know better, you do better. And you start trying to really do those things, I think overall things start feeling better. Are you going to make mistakes? Sure. Am I going to continue to make mistakes even though I know better and I'm trying to do better? Yes, I will continue to make mistakes in my life. But at the same time, at least I'm more aware of that, and I trust my gut more, and so that then I can go forward and I can take risks that I wouldn't normally have taken. I think the other thing is too, that I have lost so many people in my life at this point that I realize truly with the fragility of life and how really short life is. With every person that I have lost, and this year I have lost, I think, 5 really, really close people in my life. Okay, my battery died, and I didn't even realize it was about to die, so I don't know what I was saying. But I want to get back to this meditation for a second. And I was talking about friends of mine that have passed and things like that, in this last year. And every time somebody in my life passes away, it really, I don't want their life to be lost in vain. So for me personally, I try to take that as a learning experience and say, okay, Peter, wake up. This is a wake-up call to you. Your life is fragile. You're not going to be here forever. Trust the journey. Trust the process. And sometimes, okay, because typically, I have some of these people, my friend that passed from cancer, she was somebody that took a lot of risks. She was somebody that really, really just lived her life, all right? And, always had done that her entire life, but really once she got diagnosed with cancer, that was when things really started to change for her. And we would have conversations about it, and she'd say, I'm not here forever. I'm not promised forever. And she would go and do all this kind of stuff that she just was really, really into. And she took up new hobbies, and she tried new things, and she didn't just shut down. And so for me, I have to realize that for me to have all of that, I have to trust the journey. I have to trust the process. And sometimes, okay, and that is not necessarily always a spiritual thing. That's not always, this higher power thing. That can just be in trusting the journey and trusting the process of my life. Look at Boo Radley. And sometimes taking some risks and sometimes stepping into the unknown. And typically for me, many times when I have stepped into the unknown and done something that wasn't necessarily the most comfortable for me, like filming that video that very first day, wonderful things have come from that. So, I want to continue to do those things. Now, often when I take risks, nothing comes for it. Or I realize, that this was a big fail. But I wouldn't have known until I tried. And so I need to start trying more things in life. And I have to just kind of sometimes trust the process. So anyway, let me know what you think about that meditation in the comment section below. And then the last one is from Nightlight by Amy Dean. December 9th. Risk anything. December 9th. Risk anything. Get back to December 9th. The meditation for December 9th. Risk anything. Do the hardest thing on earth for you. Act for yourself. Face the truth. Catherine Mansfield. Many times when we feel fear, we don't realize it's related to a risk. This is so crazy. Like, each one of these meditations is aligned today. And I'm almost kind of wondering, like, when I get off of here, this will be the thought that I have. Like, and I'll probably talk to my sponsor about this. It's like, okay, I'm obviously being sent some message from the universe. What's the consistency here? Like, why am I supposed to be hearing that? Because for me, this is just my belief, okay? But when messages keep being repeated to me over and over again, there's something I'm supposed to be hearing from this. Many times when we feel fear, we don't realize it's related to a risk that we have the option to take. A risk doesn't have to be as dramatic as climbing a mountain or placing all our money on a bet. A risk can be walking into a new meeting, smiling at a familiar face, or purchasing our first program literature. In the beginning, we may feel fear taking small risks. As time goes on, in the beginning, we may feel fear taking small risks. As time goes on, we learn there is nothing to fear at a new meeting, at smiling at another, or reading literature that tells us who we are. Then we begin to take greater risks, like asking someone to be our sponsor, going out for coffee, or taking the fourth step. The safety and security we feel when we take risks in the program will help us take risks outside the program. With time, so this is a lot about recovery, but you can apply it to your own life as well. With time, we can learn to trust others, share our needs, and set our limits at home, at work, and with friends. Taking a new risk allows another to soon appear. What is there to fear in taking a risk? Help me learn that each time I take a risk, I open another door. So yeah, again, more of the same about taking risks and learning from those risks. I'm like kind of in my head right now. I'm like, okay, here's the thing. If I go to a meeting, like, let's just say, 3 times in a row, and I hear the same thing come up 3 times in a row in the meeting, I'm like, okay, I need to hear this. Like, obviously, this is the message I'm supposed to be hearing, and I know there's people out there that are like, that's crazy, I don't believe in it, but I do. And you don't have to believe in it for me too. So the fact that in one day I heard 3 different meditations about taking risks and trusting the process is crazy for me. I'm like, what risk am I supposed to be taking right now? Like, what am I supposed to be doing in my life that I just don't see right in front of me? So I don't know. That's going to be some inventory that I'm going to have to do and take a look at. I hope that these meditations apply to you as well, and that you guys enjoyed them. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.